Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm John Campo, the Not So Neat Chef. Does this look familiar? Alright. Sriracha, rooster sauce. It's good stuff. You should go on the internet or go on YouTube and search the history of this stuff. It's interesting. But what's more interesting is it's quite easy to make. All it is fermented peppers. So normally it calls for, I think, serranos or red jalapenos. You can use any kind. I've made it with a mix of peppers. The bottom line is it just ferments, and then you put it in a blender and then you strain it. That's all there is to it. So if you want to see it in detail, stick around and you'll see how it's done. Okay, for the sriracha, what you're going to need, I got 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm going to put that in a blender back here. Got anywhere between 4 to 6 cloves of garlic. Now I'm going to take the skins off. Obviously you don't want to keep the skins on. This is the best way to take the skins off. Just crush them. That's it. And what I have here is I got about 1.5 pounds of red peppers. Alright, you can mix these up. Doesn't, you know, try several times. You know, use different peppers. See what kind of taste you get. So I get these at the Asian market. They just call them red peppers. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cut the end off, and then I'm just going to cut them in manageable pieces and put them in the blender. Normally I just use salt. I've got quite a bit of fish sauce available because I've been doing a lot of Asian cooking. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add maybe a tablespoon of fish sauce in it. You don't have to add the fish sauce. Just stick with maybe a tablespoon of regular salt. So let me get this all prepared and then we'll be back. Okay, so I have these all chopped up, seeds and all. Alright, I'm not going to add a whole, I'm going to add about a half tablespoon of salt because I'm going to add about, not quite a whole tablespoon. Well, just curious as to what that's going to taste like. And now you need about 1/3 cup of water. And that's it. So we're going to blend this up. Alright, I'm going to finish this up and then I'll be back. Alright, now you have to wait. You put it in a non-reactive container, a glass jar or earthenware or something. It can't be a metal container. Now I'm just gonna That was making a mess, so. And that is it for now. We're going to put this in a cool, dark spot. I have under the counters. We're going to lightly cover it to keep anything out of it. What I usually do is I take one of the mason jar rings and I put a paper towel just so it can breathe. We're going to check it every day, see how the fermenting process is going. Right now there's bubbles in it, but those are air bubbles. They're not bubbles associated with fermenting. We're going to take paper towel, just going to put it over. I'm going to screw the ring on, and that's it. So we'll come back each day. You want to, like I said, stir it each day and keep an eye out for the fermentation. You know, it should be ready in about a week. So it's a beautiful red color. So that's it for the first day. Alright, it's got to be the hardest part. Alright, after it ferments, we're going to strain it. We're going to separate the pulp from the liquid. We're going to boil it down on a very low heat because of the sugar in there. It'll burn easy if you're not careful. And that's just to help thicken it up, you know. But that's pretty much that's it for now. I had to come back. When you go to a garage sale, one of the most popular items to find is a blender, right? And I really think people don't understand how to clean a blender. That's why they get rid of them. So this is going to be a quick little tip as a part of this video. Show you how to take apart the blender jug so it can be cleaned. When you clean a blender, take the top off. Don't try to clean around it. It makes it so much easier. The bottom, see the bottom here? See this? It screws off. Here's your blade, and here's the gasket. I wouldn't put any of these parts in the dishwasher. Clean it by hand, but that's it. That's how easy it is. You know, I've bought a couple blenders, and every time I get them home, I take them apart, they're all caked on. Obviously, people don't know how to take the blender jug apart to clean it. I don't know, it's been about 4 days, I think it is, for the fermentation, and it seems to be going slow. There's not as much air bubbles as I want. I think that's just an indication that the fermentation's going slow. It is kind of cool in my apartment. I know you're supposed to keep it in a cool, dark place. And my apartment's probably 70 when it's 80 degrees outside. And that's without air conditioning. I'm lucky I live in a basement apartment where it just stays cool. So I'm going to give it another day or two, and I'm going to see how the fermentation goes. I do see a separation between the solids and the liquid, which is also an indication of fermentation. So we'll see what it looks like tomorrow, and then if it seems like it's fermenting even more, then we'll just go ahead and process it even further. So until then, I'm just going to let it sit. Well, we're on our 7th day or so. You could see those, I don't know if they're coming up, you can see the little bubbles, those air bubbles. That's a sign of fermenting. Okay, so this is ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that in the blender. We're going to take our fermented peppers, put them right in. To this mixture, I'm adding half a cup of white distilled vinegar. You can use any kind of vinegar. Apple cider. I've never used the other type, but I'm sure it would add an interesting flavor. Make sure you cover it. Now we're going to liquefy. Sorry for the noise. Take a fine mesh strainer and you strain it. You separate the liquid from the pulp. So here I've poured it in the strainer, and you'll see the pulp. And basically, you just want to work this through. So this is going to take a while. I'll be back. So you'll see on the bottom it sticks to the strainer, the thicker stuff. So you just scrape it off. This is the pulp. It probably could have gone a little bit more, but this is your sauce. So you can see that it's got that lovely red color that Sriracha has. And now it's just a matter of heating it up a little bit, and that allows it to thicken. So what we have over here, so we have a saucepan. We're going to put it in the saucepan. So when you heat this up, don't heat it high. Don't forget the sugar in here, and it'll scorch it. You just want to heat it to a simmer. So this way it thickens up. And I'm going to put it on medium-low. And I'm going to wipe down my stove because I made a mess. Alright, as you can see, it's starting to thicken up. Don't want it too thick, but you don't want it too thin. You want to keep it moving. Then we'll let this, once this is to your desired thickness, then you want to cool it before you put it in a bottle. Alright, so that's about as thick as I want it. It coats the spoon pretty good. Plus, as it cools, it's going to thicken a little bit more. Take that off the heat. And I've got here some ice. So I got a bowl inside of a bowl with ice. That's how I'm going to cool it down because it's a hot day. So we'll let this cool and we'll be back. I'm not sure how much this will fit in there. What doesn't fit in here, I'll put it in a container. But it's always good to have a squirt bottle like this. You'll see it. It's thickened up. I think that's pretty good thickness. I've tasted it. It's hot. I think it's hotter than the regular Sriracha. And there you have it. A little bit different color red. So, I hope you like this. I hope you try it. If you do, leave me a comment. Comments, subscribe. Give me some ideas of what you might want to see. This is John Campo, the Not So Neat Chef. Until next time, goodbye.